mic was low. All right, so I'm just sitting here, just listening, really zooming in on creativity, right? What does that mean? Belief in the hope that he died on the cross. Now, when it comes to being the artist or producer, the engineer, all that stuff, it comes together. You work as a team. So when you wear many hats, such as myself, I already started a small hook. Why am I getting? I know why. Let me clear this. Yep. And yep. So with me doing so, you really have to zoom in mentally, right? We hear stuff of artists, when they create music nowadays that it's not good for some people. You know, people always go judge whether it's good or bad, and you got to take it all, the good with the bad. So when you're making music, keep in mind who is your audience, right? What is your plan for the music that you make, right? How can it be used and marketed? Is it marketable type of music? Is it gonna be explicit? Is it gonna be sync ready? Is it gonna be an anthem? Is it gonna be something that the kids go sing at school? You know, it takes a lot of things. You got to take a lot of things into consideration when making music because if you just look at music in general, right? And I'm gonna break this down real quick because a lot of people miss it. A lot of people miss it, right? Check this out. I could open up iTunes right now, Apple Music, Amazon Music, whoever, Tidal. They got millions and millions of songs, right? So that means millions and millions of artists, right? Some of them I listen to more than others because of the era when the music was made, the genre, all that plays a role. Rock and roll, I say Metallica or something like that, Nine Inch Nails, alternate rock, Muse, Image Dragons, I think, something like that, Coldplay, Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson, Prince. These are some now pop music. You know, you could go into that. James Brown, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Whitney Houston, BBD, New Edition, Eminem, Twista, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, NWA, Dougie Fresh, Snoop Dogg, Chuck D. The list goes on. You know, LL Cool J, Kanye West. You could bounce around Taylor Swift, and you could grab just a whole bunch of artists. When it's time to listen to music, people get their preference nowadays to what they listen to. Listen to what I said one more time. People get their preference of what they want to listen to nowadays. Back in the day when we had the radio, or we bought tapes or cassettes or a whole bunch of CDs, and we made our own mixtape for what we wanted for our preference because Alan Jackson, I didn't find out about Alan Jackson until like 96 when I was in the military. One of my sergeants, he played that all the time. That's what we listened to. We was trading back then in the 90s. We would trade CDs like, hey, let me check this out. You check this out. You know, cassette tapes were they were still around, but it was more prevalent with CDs. So nowadays we just MP3, streaming music or whatnot. So it's different to how we use it. So preference. So keep this in mind. A lot of people be complaining about getting spins and plays. If it's trash or it's not marketed right, keyword marketed right, people won't get a chance to listen to it. It's just the way it is. It's a lot of stuff I'm still catching years and years later. And I'm like, yo, where was I at when this was at? Because some of those of us who've been in the military, we've been gone out of the country. And some of the music we didn't get back. And we missed out on it till we get back. And if it's playing on the radio back then, we would listen to it. But now it's got to the point I was listening to, oh my goodness, I got the song in my head, can't think of the artist. I didn't catch it until like I maybe say 2 or 3 years ago. It came out in 96. I was in the service. I was overseas. So I missed that music, but when I listen to it now, it was new to me. So with music being made today, you never know who may like your music. Put it out there. Put your music out there. Don't be afraid. If it's trash, just accept it. It's trash. If it's a bangers, go bang. Some stuff don't get picked up till later. Like, here's a prime example. It's a Apple. Is he the Apple, T-Mobile, Verizon, or one of them companies? And Chris Calico. I didn't pick up on him till like early 2000s. I was listening to Tech Nine, and he had this song called Genius, and I was like, yo, when I heard that song years ago, the song probably 10 years old, but it got picked up for sync just this year. And when I heard that, I said, see, you never know. You sow them seeds, make your music, Apple grabbed that joint, and it caught me off guard because certain music I listen to is not like everybody listen to it until I play it or something, or he has a big fan base, a following, Tech Nine and Chris Calico, right? So when all the fans of Chris Calico, I'm pretty sure when they heard that, it'll catch you off guard, but it's like mainstream now because different era. It wasn't like radio time where we were forced somewhat to listen to music. He came up in the era to where self-promotion was dominant in that field, meaning they did it themselves because they was DIYers. They had to do it themselves. They had a major back end by being independent, but it wasn't like on that stage. So just to see that, you got to keep a lot of things in mind when you're creating your music. Chris Calico, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? And they do so many things nowadays that we miss out on as consumers because I ain't gonna say we miss out on it, but it's just like if their promotion don't reach us, we could miss out on some great music. So like you still got people like Jelly Roll. It's a lot of other people out there, man. It's too many to name. It really is. So just keep that in mind when you're making your music. Push it. Let more people hear it. I got tracks on tracks on tracks. I let my stepson hear it. To me, the track was garbage. I ain't gonna say garbage, but it was something that I wouldn't push. And I just said, be honest. Give me your honest opinion. 1 through 10. And his eyes opened up. So I'm like, so I got stuff sitting here. Put it out. We have different ears. The younger generation that's much younger than us, they may like it and they may not. Our generation may like it and may not. So you got a wide spectrum of people who listen to music. So as producers or engineers, as we make stuff, we have to make it with an open mind, meaning don't be afraid to try new things for once. Don't be afraid to let people try your music. And what I mean by that, when you create something as a producer, engineer, however you said it, that may be the canvas for somebody to create a masterpiece. That's what I said. That may be the canvas for somebody else to make a masterpiece. So keep that in mind when you put that stuff out. And I got a load of stuff that I'm just about to start uploading and just let the world hear it. And I'm going to start trying to work with people because you never know. That's the thing, to have a skill or talent or ability to sit down and do something and don't let nobody else hear it. I ain't going to say it's selfish, but it's like, what's your purpose? So just keep that in mind, y'all. This is Mr. Madhouse Pro. Open the door so other people could hear what you have. Your art is mine, my art. I could put it out there to whoever. And then do a collaboration and you may get something beautiful. So just keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to let the world hear what you have to give. Your work can be somebody else's canvas for a masterpiece. This is Mr. Madhouse Pro. If you sit down and watch this, thank you. Like and subscribe. I wasn't going to put this out, but what time is it? It's 8:55 my time. Time me to go to bed, I got to go to work. But you guys be blessed, stay safe, be positive, and I'm out. Madhouse Pro. I'll give you a little bit taste of it. Just a little bit. I kind of like it though.